Uh, Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live Argentina discussion, a very special discussion, as you can tell. My name is Roy Nemer of Mundo Albiceleste.com. I am joined by Osvaldo Godoy, also of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and he is at Chase Stadium. He will be there for the match tonight. Inter Miami versus Nashville, game one, best of three series in the MLS playoffs. We have a lot to talk about. Messi and Rodrigo de Paul versus Inter Miami. We're going to talk about Argentina, the one match confirmed for November. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the under 20 national team, and of course, how you could win an Argentina retro kit. First things first, as always, Osvaldo, how are you, and how is everything, my friend?
I'm good, Roy. Once again, here at Inter Miami. Lionel Messi not only playing today, but also gonna receive the Golden Boot before the game. So a lot of expectations for that too. We hope to see Rodrigo de Paul. We see if Matteo Silvetti has some minutes today. He just came from the under 20, a good performance overall by the under 20 team, but also from Silvetti throughout the whole tournament. So definitely a lot of topics to talk about. We're also gonna talk about Argentina confirmed that they're not gonna play in India in the friendly matches in November. Only one match confirmed against Angola. Still not confirmed where, but definitely a lot of things to talk about.
Oh, definitely. It's been a big talking point the last hour or so. And for those watching us, thank you everybody for joining. Let us know down below where you're watching from. As I always mention, we tend to get from all around the world. So we'll get to the topic, the game itself tonight. Lionel Messi and not likely Rodrigo de Paul will also start for Inter Miami versus Nashville. Like I said, game one. Game two, we were talking about this, will take place next Saturday in Nashville, and if need be, Game 3 will be next Friday, November 7th. That one, or the subsequent Friday, excuse me, November 7th, in Miami for that one. Lionel Messi, of course, set to start. How do you see things going tonight, Osvaldo? What do you think is going to happen? And we'll get to the chat in just a moment. I'm optimistic about this one.
Me too. I think Inter Miami are playing well under Mascherano. We all know Javier Mascherano has been criticized as a coach a lot with the under 20 team with Inter Miami. Even when the under 20 team played under Placente, there were also always critics to Mascherano just because the way that Diego Placente may play their team better than Mascherano for sure. But overall, in the last year, I would say, of course, some ups and downs. Of course, the defense still not as good as their attack in the case of Inter Miami. But I think Inter Miami, of course, are the favorites to win the whole thing.
I mean, to win the whole thing, that's a big one. I mean, there's definitely some good teams in there as well. They're definitely in it for a shout, especially the way Messi's playing. I mean, we're going to talk about the Golden Boot in just a couple of minutes, but he will receive the Golden Boot tonight. You will be there for that, Osvaldo. I'm super excited for you. And yeah, you talk about Mascherano, and that's been the big talking point about Mascherano, about this Inter Miami team. It is the back line defensively. Often it is the goalkeepers that have been saving them defensively, not as solid as they are maybe moving forward. Messi's up there. You mentioned Silvetti, who did very well at the Under 20 World Cup. I think missed a chance or two in the final. We're going to talk about that, but gaining some experience. I'm optimistic. You just said Inter Miami could potentially end up winning the whole thing. I do agree, although it would be very difficult, depending on the form of other teams, of course. But I'm going to go with Inter Miami win on this one. I don't know about you, Osvaldo, at least for tonight.
I agree. And hopefully for them, they can also win the two matches so they don't have to play a third one. I think in the long run of this tournament, it's important to win the matches in maybe just two instead of three. That saves some energy for the players.
Oh, absolutely. And the difference, this one in terms of this, well, I was going to say the MLS playoffs, as opposed to maybe the Leagues Cup and everything else, is the fact that Miami is not going to be playing every 3 days or every 4 days. It's really going to be once a week. So if they do win, let's say they win game one and they win game two, they're going to have a week to a week and a half off, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on the schedule, until the next opponent after that. So definitely getting some rest, getting the win, getting it early could be big. And especially going into Nashville, it's always been interesting matches against them. It's always been relatively close. I know they played obviously last week when Messi became officially the top goal scorer, and that one ended, what was it, 5-1, 5-2 for Miami. But usually it's closer than that. Usually it's much closer. Let's take a look at the chat, see what everyone's talking about. Suraj watching all the way from Dallas. Welcome, Suraj, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for spending your Friday afternoon with us. Mizanur, all the way from Bangladesh. Welcome, Mizanur. I want to say it's Saturday morning, maybe about 6 a.m. in Bangladesh. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, please. So thank you so much for joining. Asif Mahmoud watching from Manchester, England. It is 11:06 p.m. there on Friday, so thank you for spending your Friday night with us, Asif. Pepto Bismol Guardiola saying Argentina could have played Morocco, but greedy. We'll get to that in just a couple of moments. First thing we're going to talk about next up is Lionel Messi. 29 goals in 28 matches with Inter Miami. An incredible record at 38 years of age, the Golden Boot.
For sure, for sure. And also the fact that we talk about this, how Messi throughout the years he turned to be playing sometimes more as a player that assists, and it's more in the midfield than rather than an attacker. But he can do both, and he showed it with this stat in particular. But also, I don't have the exact number of assists he provided in this competition, but I'm sure it's also very big. So the goal contribution that Messi has overall for Inter Miami, for Argentina, anywhere he plays, it's fantastic. I agree with you, Roy. I think he's playing really well. He's scoring fantastic goals, making great assists. The only thing, there's two things that I noticed that we noticed throughout the years. Of course, he's not as fast as he used to be, completely normal. And the other thing is I'm seeing him maybe miss how do you say miss some, not miss some passes. It's he gets the ball taken away sometimes more than he used to. And maybe that's because of that first sprint that he does with the ball, that sometimes he has it, sometimes he doesn't. But still, he takes so much risk in his passes. And when he has the ball, he's always trying to do something that's going to finish either in an assist or a goal. So there has to be a risk involved in that. And usually, when he takes that risk, he does something fantastic, and Inter Miami scores, or they're almost about to score. So that's not easy. But I don't know what you think about that, Roy.
No, and I agree. It is two things. Obviously, his speed, he's not as fast as he was before, although at times we've seen the acceleration still being there. We saw it a couple of times in the Club World Cup. We saw it a couple of times, obviously, in the league as well. Not as fast as he was before, definitely. And, he does take that risk. He does lose the ball at times, definitely. But it's normal, right? The amount of times that he does receive the ball in a single match, he's bound to lose it once or twice. But you mentioned that risk factor, and more often than not, it does pay off. And one thing that you just mentioned, saying everything that Messi has, he either tries to end it in a goal or get the assist for the goal. Just one thing off the top of my head, there was that cross over to Jordi Alba. I believe it was in the last match versus Nashville. The cross really deep from midfield, found Jordi Alba up front, and Alba scored. And he has that accuracy. And yes, he has slowed down. At times he does lose the ball, but he brings a lot more than just that, of course. And the positives definitely outweigh the negatives there.
Yes, and I mean, we're not discovering anything saying that, of course, he's a super special player, but just in that percentage, he takes risks. I would say 90% of the times he has the ball, he takes risks for a normal player. But the way he takes risks in percentages, he also makes either good passes or good attempts in a also very big percentage that a normal player, if they take the risk, it would be either 50-50 or even way less. And for Messi, most of the times when he takes the risk, he does it well.
Oh, he does it very well. And, going back, I have the numbers in front of me. In 28 matches, he has 29 goals and 16 assists, 16 assists in the league, which is ridiculous. And especially at 38. Of course, as was reported and the news broke yesterday, Messi remaining with Inter Miami until December of 2028. So about another 3 years, which can be a good thing, right? It's we get to watch Messi for another 3 years at Inter Miami and going into their new stadium as well, not just
exactly. I was gonna mention that because in the video where he's signing his new contract, he showed himself in the construction of the new stadium, which is gonna be more near Miami. This one, the one we have right here, it's in Fort Lauderdale. It's supposed to be ready by early 2026. Uh, we'll see. Um, and that one is gonna be right next to this Miami airport, which
Mhm.
I don't know if you know, Roy, but Miami is a city that it's super crowded and there's a lot of traffic. I can't imagine the days of the matches having to if you have to go to the airport because you have a flight, you gotta go at least a few hours before.
Oh yes, oh no, definitely, definitely. It's always Miami International is always packed. It's definitely always packed. But he's going to be there for that, and this is the one thing, right? That he's missing. Let's say with Inter Miami is this trophy. It's the MLS playoffs. It's winning it. They obviously made it last year, but did not win. So this would be the big one. Uh, let's continue on with the chat, and then we'll get to the next topic, which is what a lot of people are talking about here. Matthias saying, "Sorry, boys, but this whole marketing fiasco with the AFA and our friendlies windows is a joke. Angola, the only friendly in November." And that brings us to this
We'll
topic
talk
as
about
well.
it.
Argentina versus Angola, the only match taking place for Argentina in November. They could have played two games. They're going to play one game. We don't know where it's going to be played. We know Argentina is going to train in Spain. Doesn't mean they're going to play there. And the other thing, we were talking about it off air, Osvaldo, no match in India.
It is ridiculous, Roy, and I know that you also have your opinion, but and you also mentioned to me before the live the friendly matches that the other national teams, even Bolivia is playing against Japan, a good team in Asia, and Argentina is playing Angola, which I'm sure the people from Angola are really gonna enjoy it. But Angola, I don't think they're in the top 50 teams in the ranking, and then this match in India that it's also not gonna happen, and I honestly don't know in this case in particular why it didn't end up happening from India. They were telling us that the match was going to happen. I even mentioned to you this to you, Roy, and I can mention it here live. We even spoke with the sports minister of Kerala, India, where the match was going to play. And while the rumors were that the match was not going to play there, we talked with him and he was talking to us as if the match was going to be played there. So I really don't know what happened in the middle. But let's say anything related to friendly matches that the AFA does, it's 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 really bad.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I'll bring up the comment here from Matias saying, but it is Angola. We just played Puerto Rico, man. Come on. Yeah. I saw this online. It said, Uruguay's going to play the United States, Brazil, obviously Senegal, Venezuela, Colombia versus Australia. Uh, Bolivia is going to play Japan, South Korea. Ecuador is going to play Canada. We're playing Canada. So, these are the teams that South American countries are playing. And for Argentina, to play Venezuela again, they played them in September, playing them in October. Puerto Rico in the second match. Angola now. No disrespect, of course, absolutely not to any of those national teams. But I struggle to remember the last time Argentina really played maybe a top 10 national team in a friendly game, right? Forget the Finalissima versus Italy, or forget the upcoming one potentially versus Spain. I can't remember. It's very easy to say, well, this is a money issue, right? The guys, the Argentine Federation want money. It's very easy to say that, but we don't know the details. Maybe certain things could not have been confirmed from whether it was India or whoever it was, right? And ultimately the deal fell through. We don't know. And I don't know if we will ever know that. But would I like to see Argentina play a top 10, top 20 national team in the world in a friendly match? Absolutely, 100%. We've mentioned Japan in the past, or South Korea. We're playing Angola, might not be the strongest, at least on paper, African nation, but we're playing them. We haven't played them, I believe, since 2006, so about 19 years now. But yeah, I don't know. And the fact that it's only one match and not two, for me, that's a little bit more difficult to understand.
It is very difficult to understand. As you said, we don't know exactly the details, but the thing is, this hasn't been happening just in these two friendly matches that are going to happen. This also have been happening in the last couple. The rivals we played against are also not serious for the level that Argentina has. Maybe you could do throughout the year couple of friendly matches in India, in Bangladesh, in places where there's a lot of Argentina fans, and you can say, okay, yes, this is a tour to 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 globalize the brand of Argentina, of the AFA. It makes sense. But then you're also a national team, the top one in the world, the latest World Cup champions, and you need to play maybe not against Germany, let's say, but yes, against Japan, against Morocco. You need some good rivals before the World Cup. I think, and again, we don't know the details, and sometimes it's hard to talk about it without knowing the full background. But Argentina has to. It seems that all the friendly matches are arranged 100% based on money, and I understand that's part of it. And it has to be part of it, but also you gotta put a percentage into finding a competitive level for Argentina to prepare the best way to, to play the World Cup.
And then I agree with that, of course, and something we've spoken about in the past in previous videos and the comments as well. I'll go through the comments in just a minute as well. Uh, actually, or I'll go through it now. As Steve's saying, there was a time when we used to play France and Germany and Italy and Spain and Portugal and Brazil. There was a time we played Brazil once or twice a year in a friendly game. Uh, that might be a little bit much, but find something. If you want to do two matches, maybe do one against a top 10, top 20 national team, and the other one maybe against a quote unquote a weaker opponent. Fine, but I think any country in the world would be willing to accept Argentina, the reigning world champions, the reigning Copa America champions, reigning Finalissima champions, to train there, to play a match there. But but football these days, and I'm not talking specifically just Argentina, but overall, it has become a business, just like any other sport, in my opinion. And there's a lot of factors to take into consideration. It's not just a matter of who the opponent is. There's logistically speaking, there's a lot more than that. And
No, of course, Roy. And we can't be naive and say that this is not for money. Of course, it is, but I think there has to be a balance between good competition and getting money. And I think that in the case of all these friendly matches, and we can talk a lot about this, but Argentina and the AFA, they're asking for a certain amount of money from these rivals to play these matches. Where usually how it works, it's let's say the producer, I think it's called, would arrange the match in a certain location. It would be 50-50 depending, of course, the rivals. And in the case of Argentina, of course, we're the World Cup champions. So usually the way they try to negotiate is by them getting 100%, and even sometimes the rivals and the other federations, it could be India, Angola, pay Argentina because, of course, it's great exposure for them that are not even the top 50 of nations. But again, you can't do that in every single friendly match, especially a couple of months before the World Cup.
No, you can't. You can't. And I think I spoke about this in the last video. We spoke about it. If you look at 2022, before the World Cup, Argentina played two matches in the Gulf. I believe it was in Abu Dhabi. I can't quite remember where. And it wasn't the most difficult of opponents, right? At least on paper. It wasn't a Germany. It wasn't a Spain. And Argentina went on to win the World Cup. Now, hopefully, the same thing happens here. I'm not going to say no, but yeah, it's you want to see Argentina tested a little bit, right? And to really see the level fully, maybe where we're at. I have no doubt Argentina is the best national team in the world. For those that want to argue, I'll go as far as saying top two or top three, in the top three, at least for me, number one. But I want to see them tested, right? I want to see them go up against the top five, against the top three, and it doesn't look like it's going to be happening in November.
Yes, and looking backwards, even remember when Scaloni didn't know if to continue now with the national team. We never knew exactly what went through his mind. Some rumors about personal reasons, and some rumors also about some conflicts with the AFA. The truth is that this is not serious as an organization, and that might explain the reason why Scaloni was not completely happy, even after winning everything.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very valid point. A very good point, Osvaldo. Very, very good point. Let's take a look at the chat. And by the way, for those swinging by, thank you so much. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Of course, as you can tell, Osvaldo in front of Chase Stadium, and he'll be there for Lionel Messi and Inter Miami versus Nashville. Joao Vitor, hello guys. Good night to all. Always a pleasure to be here. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Pepto Bismol asking about what happened to Mexico. We cannot even get Mexico. I'm not overly disappointed about not playing Mexico just because we've played them so many times. But yeah, there were rumors that Argentina would even play Mexico, and that didn't happen. Uh,
That's the thing. It's not that we can't get them. We could get all of this, but these national teams are not willing to pay a lot of money to play Argentina, as we apparently are asking.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Asif saying, I understand the Nations League and the qualifiers, but no European team since the World Cup final. That's true. We played friendly matches against Australia. I remember that one, and I believe against Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I can't remember playing another European team since the World Cup final versus France. So that's something. Matthias saying, do we not have a marketing agency more into music venues and such, and we have a contract? I don't know, my friend. I don't know. Steve saying maybe they'll get a second game. Give it a week or two. Hey, it's possible. It's possible. Asif saying, surely the AFA will get more money from a match versus Switzerland or Japan than Angola. I don't know. Initially, the reports about Angola was for Angola's independence. I believe it was 50 years of independence, although I could be wrong about that. So I understand that. That's fine. But yeah, there was a time where Argentina played friendly matches in Switzerland versus Croatia in Switzerland. Not anymore.
And let me tell you this, Roy. I don't know, maybe you have more information than I do. I really don't. That's why I'm asking you, or maybe someone that knows in the chat. I know when they announced that Argentina was going to play Angola, some people from Angola were also very mad about it. I have to check exactly why. I don't know if it's something against the government. I don't exactly know why. I should research a little bit more. But there's something also going on there.
I have no idea. I don't know about that as well. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows or anyone that's watching us on repeat knows in the comments. Let us know down below. But I haven't heard anything about that. Unless the game is not played in Angola, maybe I don't know. Because again, we don't know where the match will be played. The Federation, the Argentine X account and social media account just said that Argentina will train in Spain and will play Angola on November 14th. It didn't say where the match is going to take place. Now, we could say it's in Spain, but we don't know for sure. No one knows. At least not yet. At least not yet. Moving on, someone mentioned Morocco, and you mentioned Morocco as well. Would have been a great match, Argentina-Morocco in the senior team. But we had it in the under-20 World Cup final. 2-0 loss for Argentina. Congratulations to Morocco. Well-deserved. The better team. I know a lot of people were very harsh on the coach, on the players. They got it wrong on the day, and it happens. It happened in the final, but some exciting talent there, Osvaldo.
For sure. And I don't know if Morocco was a better team or is a better team. I think they were a better team that day. They did a better strategy to play Argentina. Argentina didn't have a good day for sure. And yeah, all the credit for Morocco. Argentina has a lot of good talent, even talent that didn't go to the under 20, like Echeverri, like Mastantuono. We have really good players, and it's a good exercise to think, Roy. We can do it now if you want. From those players that play in the under 20, in the next 5 years, do you see any of those playing in the senior national team? But let me ask you something. You gotta think also, not only if in the player, but also who they could replace. Because you can think of Sarko having a really good performance, but I don't see him playing in the next 5 years because you have Juliano, who's still very young, Lautaro, who's still very young. Even Panincelli is playing really well at Strasbourg. So you can also think who that player could replace.
Oof, that's a very good exercise. I like that. Look, if we're gonna go in attack, beginning in attack, I think Prestiani probably the more standout or one of the more standout players. I think.
I don't think so. I mean, he was a great player, but just think of the players Argentina has as wingers that are under 25.
True, you're
We
right.
have too many. I see, for example,
Delgado.
Delgado, but Argentina also has a lot of good midfielders. That's why I'm telling you, it's difficult to predict who's gonna make it. When I'm talking about making the national team, I'm also talking maybe having some minutes, I see Julio Soler, for example, because he was the captain. He played really well, and in that left back position, we have Tagliafico and who else?
Tagliafico, Acuna, that's it. Barco is
Yes,
not going to play as a left
but he's
back.
playing more as a midfielder.
You're right. You're right. I can't think of anyone, at least no one that Scaloni's picking right now. Uh, I mean, we could go the other side as well. I could tell you Dylan Gorosito, but
I was thinking
still,
about
he's another one, right? We don't have a right back. I mean, aside from Molina and Montiel, but no one up and coming that Scaloni's picking. No one that Scaloni's picking.
Borosito showed a really good level. I
Yeah.
really hope he has some minutes in Boca Juniors. That's the thing with Boca Juniors. So they their present is so poor. They need to qualify however they can to the next Libertadores, and
Yeah.
they have three right backs. One that it plays for the national team of Peru, Advíncula. One that plays for the national team of Switzerland, Blondel, and now the starter is an Argentinian who is Juan Barina. So he's playing for. He's not even starting Gorosito in the
In the main
reserves.
team, he's
No,
the youth.
he's still in the youth, and he has the age and the level to at least be training with the main team.
No, I do not disagree with that. I do not disagree. Look, you mentioned Soler. We go to Cito. I thought Tomas Perez wasn't too bad, but again, we do have center backs for that. Milton Delgado for me. But again, you mentioned the midfielders. It's difficult, but he's very good. He's very talented. Uh, Prestiani, Maher Carrizo, but then you're going in attack, right? The forwards, the attack. It's difficult. I don't know about Santino Barbi. I don't know about the goalkeeper.
No.
He's good, but he's still young.
He was chosen the best goalkeeper of the tournament. I don't think he had a great tournament. It's also true that it's a position, especially at that age, it's a position that it's very that you make one mistake and everyone is criticizing you. And
Yeah.
especially at that age, it's difficult to handle those little mistakes that a goalkeeper might have. But yeah, potential in the future when he matures, I'm sure he can be a good goalkeeper. And
Oh,
Delgado, as you were mentioning, he was third best player in the tournament.
no, Delgado for sure. But Barbi, I mean, goalkeepers, as you mentioned, they tend to get better with age. Emiliano Martinez only started making the Argentina team at 28, 27, 28 years of age is when he started when for the Copa America or before the Copa America and the qualifiers. Uh, I can't think of anyone else. Looking at the chat, uh, Matias saying Agustin Gai needs to be called. I agree. I do think he should be. Although I did not watch Palmeiras yesterday in the Copa Libertadores. I know they lost. I didn't watch. I don't know how
Three
well he
zero
played.
they lost. Yeah.
Yeah, 3-0. And that's another one. Flamengo can make the final with Agustin Rossi. Who knows? You know Rossi very well.
Yeah, he's a great goalkeeper.
Yeah, very good. Caspian saying Soler, I'm sorry he did not show anything at under 20. He was inconsistent for me. Julio Soler for me was inconsistent at the under 20 World Cup. The final wasn't his day at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think the formation helped him, to be honest. Matias saying Delgado, yes, did impress. Pepto Bismol Guardiola saying Argentina need fullbacks. Caspian saying play Nico Gonzalez and Simeone as fullbacks. We might actually end up getting that at the World Cup. That's the crazy part. That's the
Yes.
crazy part.
Yeah. Let me say something about Delgado. Great player. But do you see him, for example, being called up by Escalón in the next 5 years over Alan Varela, Eki Fernandez, Aníbal Moreno?
Maybe. Look, you never know. You know, Varela hasn't necessarily been called up for Argentina. Eki Fernandez just got back or just made the jump over to Europe. Who knows? It's so difficult to tell. Um, Man, I don't know. That's a difficult one. Is Eki Fernandez, maybe he transforms his position a little bit more advanced, a little bit different. Time will tell. But I like your question. Obviously, 5 years from now it's a tough one. It's really difficult. Yeah, I like that. Mr. Happy saying, "Hey everyone." Matias saying, "Soler is nowhere near ready. Not yet. No, not yet." Um, What else we had here? Asif saying, I still rate Diego Placente. He has worked his way up from the bottom, unlike Mascherano. Sorry. That's another one, right? If you look at where the Argentina under 20 team was a year ago, when Mascherano was involved or was in charge, to now, it's very different. and this team making the final. I don't think this team would have made the final under Mascherano, and I'm saying that as someone that likes Mascherano.
I agree. I agree, and I think that when we talk about how Mascherano received too much criticism, maybe more than he deserves. But yeah, it's a big difference in the way Argentina played this tournament under Placente and the way they've been playing under Mascherano, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, go ahead, Osvaldo.
Yes, now the under 17 tournament, the World Cup, it's about to start too.
Yeah, the under 17. Well, we're going to be covering that as well. You had posted the team, and that World Cup is going to be taking place in Qatar. In Qatar, the big, I mean, the ones that are drawing the headlines for obvious reasons, but from Borussia Mönchengladbach, Can Armando Gunnar, born in Germany to apparently his grandmother is Argentine from Jujuy, if I'm not mistaken. And there was another one born in Spain. I can't remember the name right now, but there was a player born in Spain. So maybe Jose Castelao, was it the goalkeeper? If I'm not mistaken. So we're going to be covering that as well at under 17 level. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch and see what gives there. But obviously, at under 17, it's difficult to predict the trajectory of the player. Very, very difficult. We'll get to Asif. Thank you so much, my friend. Very, very kind of you, Roy. I'm still waiting for your retrospective live videos reviewing previous tournaments and squads. I knew 98, 2006 off the back of my hand. That makes two of us, my friend. We gotta make time, and we will make time. We definitely will make time. I wanna do these, and absolutely, we could start with 2006 if you guys want. We can start doing retrospective as of 2006 and go backwards and maybe skip 2002. That one was not great. Not great, although that was arguably the most stacked Argentina team on paper. But thank you so much, Asif, for the love and support and the donation. Of course, my friend, much, much appreciated. Taking a look, Matias saying, what about Barenachea? Enzo Barenachea is another one. He's playing well. Caspian talking about Delgado. We have an embarrassment of riches. Eki, Varela, Barenachea, Nico Dominguez of Nottingham Forest, Perrone, Moreno. Asif mentioning Perez has a long injury, so he could miss the World Cup in 2026. And Pablo Miguel, thank you for joining. There's definitely a lot. There's a lot of talent coming up for Argentina. Unfortunately, not too much depth as left back and right back. That's the main thing right now. All right. Time for some questions for the Argentine shirt giveaway. This month, it's the jersey I have behind me. It's this one right here, if I'm not mistaken. That's the one. You could win a shirt. Osvaldo, you have the details.
Yes, you can win the shirt that Roy has back there. Every month we're doing a jersey giveaway. We already gave away the 1986, one by Maradona, 1978, one by Kempes, 21 Copa America by Messi, and now we're doing this giveaway. And we're also doing this series of trivia questions for a ball signed by Julian Alvarez, among other prizes. There's also an Inter Miami shirt that you can win. You basically have to go to mundoalbiceleste.com, subscribe. It's only $2.99 a month, and you play for the giveaway every month by not doing anything, just by subscribing. And then every week there's an Albiceleste weekly trivia, and the one that knows more about Argentina is gonna win points. There's a leaderboard, and by the end of, I think it's by the next World Cup, we're gonna be giving away to the top in that leaderboard the prizes.
Absolutely, yes. And a little correction on my end. It's the one we're giving away this month. Excuse me. I know we were talking about it off here before. Is the 2021 Copa America shirt. That's the one for this month. There you go. Sorry, I had gotten confused with that one. First question: who was awarded the best player of the tournament at the 1993 Copa America? Who was awarded the best player of the tournament at the 1993 Copa America? We'll give you a hint. It's an Argentine.
Yes, we gave a hint in the last live discussion.
We did. Yes, we did. We'll wait for the answers to come in. Matias saying Batistuta. It's usually a safe answer, but not Bati. Not Bati. Although it's another one that is an Argentine legend. Let's put it that way. And but it wasn't Gabriel Batistuta. It's a goalkeeper. Sergio Goycochea. Goycochea was the best player of the tournament at the 1993 Copa America. Next one. This one's a little bit easier, at least in my opinion. Who was Argentina's goalkeeper during the 1986 FIFA World Cup? Who was Argentina's goalkeeper at the 1986 World Cup when Argentina lifted the trophy? This one for me is a relatively easy one. Relatively easier for me. Asif saying Pompido, Neri Pompido. Anyone saying anyone else? Not Pompido. Anyone else? Asif got it right, my friend. Asif, it is Neri Pompido. Yes, definitely. And last one, a little bit more recent. So we went from 93 to 86. We're going to jump into the 2020s. Before joining Benfica, for which Argentine club did Enzo Fernandez play for? Before joining Benfica, for which Argentine club did Enzo Fernandez play for?
And let me tell you something about this bro, because he played in 2 teams, but in the options, in the trivia have 3 options. There's only one of those teams. So I'll give you some options. It's either Boca Juniors, River Plate, or Racing Club.
Boca, River. Okay, some good ones.
Because he also played in Defensa y Justicia.
Yes, he won the Sudamericana, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe.
With Crespo as coach, if I'm not mistaken for that one. Matias saying he broke his arm versus Russia in 1990. Going back to the previous question. Caspian saying River Plate. Mr. Happy saying River Plate. Steve saying Defensa y Justicia. So, before joining Benfica, what was the club right before Benfica, the Argentine club right before Benfica, for which Enzo Fernandez played for? So 2 people saying River Plate, 1 person saying Defensa y Justicia. One of them got it right, at least. At least 1 person got this one right. And it is River Plate. So Enzo Fernandez, along with Julian Alvarez, both of them from River Plate, part of that 2022 World Cup winning team from River Plate. So those were this week's 3 trivia questions. As Osvaldo mentioned, all the details, everything to sign up is on mundoalbiceleste.com, and you could win a prize every single month. And this month, it's the 2021 Copa America jersey for Argentina. I think it's the starting 11 is not yet out for Inter Miami versus Nashville in the playoffs, but we're going to wrap things up here. Before we do, Osvaldo, any final thoughts, final comments?
We'll be here at the stadium. We hope to see Messi enter with the golden boot. We hope to record that, and we're going to be posting it on our social media, so make sure to follow us there. Also, after the match, we might be in the press conference. Hopefully, there's a player in the mix zone. Like Messi never goes, to be honest, the ball either. But maybe Silvetti can go there. We can have him and interview him for a little bit. We did it right here, just a week ago, I believe, with Jose Manuel Lopez of Argentina. So we hope to bring you more quotes from the Argentina players.
No, absolutely. Osvaldo there on at Chase Stadium for the game. Hopefully, you'll get to see Messi lifting the golden boot. There's the match, and as you mentioned, hopefully an Argentine player or 2 in the media or for the post match, to interview, to get some questions. On that note, I want to say a big thank you to everybody, of course, to you, Osvaldo, and to everybody for joining as well. I'm gonna go back to the comment from Asif. Definitely something I want to do. The retrospective, we could talk about it. The previous Argentina national teams, at least for the World Cups, something I definitely want to do, and we will be doing, absolutely. On that note, a big thank you as always. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as we go live. As always, my name is Roy Nemer of MundoAlbiceleste.com, joined by Osvaldo Godoy, also of MundoAlbiceleste.com. Until next time, take care, everybody. Bye.